Now let's talk about the Lucha Brothers. So earlier this week, it come out that they are essentially like earmarked for WWE. They have stopped talking to AEW basically. They're on their way to WWE. But Pentagon Jr. Came out saying that this is all fake news because he's still under contract and so is his brother. And they don't want anything to mess up their deals there, and they don't want to get in trouble. So according to Fightful, Penta has been dropping hints that he's had conversations with WWE over the summer. He's aiming straight for the main roster with Fenix by his side. WWE is reportedly more than happy to bring them both on board. But here's where it gets interesting. Penta has publicly dismissed these rumors as fake news, yet sources close to him say he mentioned being in Orlando this week, which is where the WWE Performance Center is located. Also where Disney World is, so maybe he was going to Disney, who knows. But he had a booking in Mexico on Thursday as well. So look, and meanwhile, over in AEW, it sounds like they're scrambling to keep the Lucha Brothers on board. AEW reportedly offered them a new deal that's competitive with what WWE is offering. Penta, however, is keeping everyone guessing. He even took to social media to say, "No more gossip. My present is AEW." So yes, his present is in AEW. It's because he's currently under a contract. This whole thing is starting to become a little bit of a dumpster fire with the Lucha Brothers.
I don't know. I mean, this is kind of what happens when you have a competitive market for talent.
Yeah.
Right. Guys go out of their way to get the best deal possible. Good for Penta.
Yeah. Well, I just mean like, the fake news and trying to deny that he's been talking with WWE.
But that's what everyone does. Remember when Adam Copeland was like, "I'm not going. I'm retired. I ain't doing nothing." And then, that's just what they do.
Yeah.
Now maybe he doesn't want time tacked on because Fenix has been injured a bunch.
Yeah.
Because I do think maybe they think the value is in the Lucha Brothers and not in Penta and Fenix on their own. I don't agree with that, but there could be thought that is where that is where the money is. So if you piss Tony off on all this, like, oh, you don't want to even talk to us? Oh, maybe you have 6 more months left on your deal. I don't like that, but that's the game the other side plays too. So,
that's the game they're in, and he's tacked on time for other people. So wouldn't surprise me if he did that to them. Now, a lot of people are saying that he's doing this to avoid contract tampering charges. Guys, they are not in a collective bargaining agreement here. There's no collective bargaining between WWE and AEW. So therefore, this is not the NFL. This is not baseball, where teams, under the construct of their league, have an agreement in place that they will not negotiate with a player on another team while they're under contract to said team. If they do, they're subject to fine by the league that they're under. There's no such thing as a contract tampering charge for privatized companies, unless AEW and WWE enters an agreement to do as such, which they never will do. Could it be considered tortious interference? I think that's a stretch. Maybe. I think they could try to go for that. MLW successfully did that to WWE when they were essentially negotiating with guys that they had under contract, and so they were sent cease and desist letters.
Ring of Honor too.
Yeah, Ring of Honor did the same thing. So I just don't know what the label is, but it's not contract tampering. That doesn't exist in pro wrestling. You can you can talk to whoever you want, but what you can't do is say, if you don't go to them, here's what I can offer you. You have to wait till the contract expires.
Chris Jericho talks about it very famously in his first book. While he was under contract with WCW, he had a dinner with Vince McMahon at his house and was eating brownies, and they were talking about stuff. So I mean, this is nothing new. This happens.
Yeah, and both sides are doing it. That's why you'll see WWE stars on the day after their contract. Like, didn't it happen with Malachi Black? Happened with Malachi. Like the day after he was available, he showed up on Dynamite when WWE still thought he was under contract, but there was like a loophole where it was like a 30-day versus 90-day non-compete.
Correct.
He just showed right up. They were talking during that period. It's like, and they were legally able to do so. So this is not a big thing.
Nope.
All right, but yeah, they're definitely going. They're definitely going. WWE news, not really much. Randy Orton signed in for 5 years.
Cool.
Right. Yeah. Did anybody think he was leaving? I don't think anybody thought that he was leaving. Chad Gable also, he said that his extension that he signed earlier this year is for 3 years, so he will be with them for 3 more years. So there you go, your boy Chad Gable. Hey, You know who else is doing really fucking good right now that I think
That
you should take a look at is your boy Tavion Heights. I don't know what his real name is.
D'Angelo Hancock.
D'Angelo Hancock.
D'Angelo
Dude,
Hancock. Yeah.
I've been watching some clips and highlights of him in the N1
He's a
in Noah.
natural.
Dude, he looks really good.
He
He
was
could
our
he could be a guy.
he was our best US Greco wrestler, and then he got in an argument with USA Wrestling and was like, "I'm out," and then signed with WWE. So it's they're getting a guy who's really really good, and I like like I said, I love seeing these guys, these my guys, my blood, my
Yeah.
wrestlers succeed here in this, and it's just it warms my cold dead heart.
Yeah. Did you see the video of him suplexing a sumo wrestler?
I did not.
He went on a sumo mat for shits and giggles, and he actually beat the guy. I just can't spell Tavion Heights. How the hell do I spell? I'm trying to find the video.
Tavion, I think it's Tavion.
I-O-N. Again,
Heights is
old guy using Twitter, and plus my keyboard is not lit up.
remember the
My
Heights?
keyboard's not lit up, so it's okay. Here,
I talk to an angel.
it's yeah, it actually comes right up. It's so funny.
Put that on.
What's that?
Put it on. Put it on the thing.
I'm gonna bring it up.
Oh, okay.
He just throws the guy. What a legend.
Greco, baby. He's
Yeah.
one of the best Greco guys. It's all upper body. It's all about having amazing hips and hip hop. This is why these guys translate well to pro wrestling. Takeshi Sugiura was a Greco guy in Japan, had a great career in Noah, speaking of the N1. Chad Gable, Greco guy, transitioned really well to pro wrestling. Like, it just because Greco is all about hips and popping and souping people. It just, the translation is so easy. Like, it's so easy. I love seeing it. God, I love it.
Yeah. Guys, this weekend on Brace for Impact, I'm going to be talking about tonight's episode of TNA Impact, where the main event was one Nick Nemeth versus Josh Alexander. They went to a 30-minute draw, apparently. Spoiler alert. And now they're being set up for a Iron Man match coming up at Emergence here soon. So if you want to hear my takes and listen to Brace for Impact, head over to patreon.com/the Mike and JD Show. Now let's get to the chat, because we've already burned through all the topics. Let's see. King of the North says, "Oh my God, the day Dynamite passes Nitro's number of shows will be a movie. It should be a celebration."
Should be.
Superman Bassfisher says, "It's Ricochet. Who is Ricochet, sir?" I know who he is, but like, and what are we referencing? I think he's going to be in that Casino Royale or whatever the fuck they're doing it all in. Yeah.
Prince Puma.
But yeah. Hawaii residency. I think that would be a great idea. I think that they should cater to me. Absolutely. Everything Pro Wrestling says, Conan talking wild, and they know WWE doesn't need another lawsuit like MLW. Yeah.
Carlos gets himself in trouble sometimes with that big yippity mouth of his. So
yeah,
his shows suck. He should think about booking better.
Hey, why are there 10 Triple Manias every year now? Then there used to just be one, and now they're just doing them like every other week.
Not allowed to question Conan. He's a genius.
Yeah, I guess they don't want to burn bridges like Stephanie Vicker did, assumingly. I think those bridges are getting burned. I think Conan's putting some ideas in the Lucha Brothers' heads, man, and they're not doing it. So
I don't think it's a bad thing either. I'm fine with them going to WWE. They've been in AEW for a long time. I don't, if you're not going to push them both as singles guys, I think it's okay for them to go.
Yeah, King of the North says that I need an extra large font keyboard. I think I just need one it's not lit up. It's a dark keyboard because it's underneath. I have like a standing desk attachment, and my keyboard's underneath that, and I can't see because my lights are off. Because I'm trying to make it like get the ambiance in my nursery that I do my fucking podcast out of. Dobby says, when they announced Tavion as an Olympic wrestler, the sumo dude looked over and like, what now? Yeah, he got announced as Greco-Roman Olympic wrestler, and the sumo looked at him like he shit his pants or he shit his diaper, whatever he's wearing.
Because he's probably not. I assume he's not. Realistically, he's probably not that good of a sumo wrestler. He's probably just okay, right. And then they busted out a legit Olympian in Greco, and he just tossed him, which is awesome. Loved it.
Yeah. They says he's been progressing at a rapid speed on NXT. Looked great on TNA. He did look really good at TNA not that long ago. and has been killing it in Noah for the N1. Yeah, the guy's getting high marks. I think that he's probably like their next guy.
He's probably what they wanted Gable to be, but D'Angelo has always had a bigger personality than Gable. I don't know if he's like they're both good athletes, but Gable's style of wrestling was it's freestyle. Yeah, he was very much leg attacks, very big on the snap down, like whereas D'Angelo could wrap his hands around dudes and just pop his hips and launch people. So I mean,
Yeah.
like I think just the natural abilities are they're more in his favor. And they probably spend a lot less on Tavion Heights. You know, that wins above replacement. You want to make sure you respect that.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Gable, his brother Bobby is now a free agent this week. Do you see him getting picked up by AEW?
No, but I could see them kicking the tires on him.
You would think, right? I mean, he's a good enough athlete.
He's a good athlete.
Yeah,
I could see it. I don't know let's see how real this Ring of Honor thing is.
Yeah,
maybe
because there's rumors out there that Ring of Honor might have a TV deal. So
there's we have heard that. Honestly, I'd rather see him in TNA, but I don't know with the new TNA deal if that's really what they want. He wants. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that the next time TNA is in Florida, if he's still available, they'll probably bring him on because they brought in that guy. They brought out that guy Zion Quinn, Mr. Harley Cameron. They kicked the tires on him. He had a match over the weekend.
Lucky man.
Yeah. So I think that he'll probably get a shot there. But right now they're not doing the thing right now where they're grooming young talent at this point. They're grooming young NXT talent. Like they're like NXT sending over their guys and TNA's beating them, but they're making them look good at the same time. It's weird. Like Charlie Dempsey wrestles Jonathan Gresham next week. I assume that's a pretty good match. But like you could hire your own people to do some of that stuff. So, but they're in the early stages of this relationship.
Yeah. So the NXT guys are getting reps and getting better, and the TNA guys are.
Well, they're just not bringing in as many young guys now, and like
unsigned
I get people because they're filling out their cards with NXT talent.
I get it. It's strange to me. I hear this and I go, "Oh, WWE's working out. It's working out better for WWE in the long run, huh?" Shocked to hear that.
Right now, it's working out great for TNA because Joe Hendry is about as over as they get, and their crowds are up.
Yep, they're going to be up. Yep, sure. He's training at the NXT training center. I'm sure he's going to be long term with TNA for the next decade. I'm sure in 10 years we're going to talk about that epic TNA run that Joe Hendry had with the world title.
Yeah, he's probably going to be their biggest star for years to come. Like I don't see an issue. I don't see an issue with having like the handsome mailman just sitting in your house with your wife all day. No big deal. Just no big deal. All of a sudden your kid's like delivering packages at like 3 years old, just like naturally.
That was good. Good sell on that too. Appreciate it. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But no, I can't hate like what TNA is doing, but I was like, they had like this guy Riley Osborne on the show tonight, and I'm like, that's not a real person.
Is that an NXT guy?
He's an NXT guy. And then last week they had Dante Chin, who looks like he might have a little bit of talent, but he's a bit green.
So TNA is now the midway point between Level Up and NXT proper.
And these guys are not getting like several matches. They're just like TNA's like they're sending guys in for shots at TNA.
Like shots. Looks not even
like Charlie Dempsey looks like he's sticking around a little bit because they brought him back. This is like his third set of tapings that he's doing, and he worked Jonathan Gresham. Spoiler alert for all of you guys that are TNA fans. I apologize for this, but Jonathan Gresham beats him. But apparently they had a pretty good match. So it's like they're bringing them in. They're not like putting them over and stuff. They're sending them out to lose to all these people, but. And they're doing the same thing with Noah. Look, they sent Josh Briggs and Tavion Heights to Noah, and I haven't really heard anything about Josh Briggs other than King of the North complaints about him. But I like Tavion Heights is actually seemingly doing pretty good. So it's a really weird thing, and it's so new. I just don't know what the hell to make of it at this point.
I don't think anybody knows. I don't think they know what to make of it at this point.
Yeah,
you know?
But because they've been filling out their cards with NXT talent, we have not seen them use anybody from AAA or New Japan in a while. And I'm like, I wonder when this thing's going to kind of slow down or what, man. So I don't know what this is, but I'm going to be talking more about it coming up this weekend on Brace for Impact. But guys, I think that's going to do it for us this week. We actually, for the first time in a while, we made it under an hour. It's getting late where JD is at, so we're going to call it a show. Head over to patreon.com/the Mike and JD show. Make sure you become a subscriber there. Click the like button. Make sure you're a subscriber to this YouTube channel. And as always, give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. I would greatly appreciate it. JD, you got anything to send them home with?
Should be a new episode of our new edition of Killing the Town tomorrow on the Patreon. Highly recommend coming back with that. And other than that, I'm just trying to get my feet underneath me with school starting again, and I'm feeling good about stuff. And then I want to keep knocking things out. I want to get back into writing more. So hopefully I can keep providing content for the Patreon because I'm enjoying doing it again.
Cool. All right, guys. And until next time, mahalo.
Competition starting to get thick, it's the click, so I hope you watch your A-game. Amen, no rain from the track when we unite and spit. This isn't A-game, better bring your A-game.